Abigail, Emily, lovely to virtually meet you guys. How you doing today?
We're so
Great, how are
good.
you?
I'm good, and I have to say, Moana 2, congratulations. Honest to God, it warmed my cold soul because it's
Yay.
absolutely freezing here in Ireland at the moment. Um, you get the call, and the voice on the other end is saying, "Hey, how would you like to write some music for Moana 2?" And your reaction is,
What the hell?
What the hell is correct?
No, it's not something that you ever expect to happen, especially not at this stage in our life. But we certainly weren't going to say no. But it's also funny to retrace the steps on like the people that you meet and the things that you do that lead you to getting an opportunity like this. And it was just kismet.
Yeah, kismet for sure.
"Oh, it's amazing." And I'd say, with it being a part two as well, or not a part two, but a sequel, you have an already established kind of tone, musicality, and then you also kind of want to be able to put your own stamp on it
Right.
while still staying true to the first one. So how do you find that balance?
I think it was a process for sure, a conversation with our creative team who was wonderful in guiding us. But also we just kind of wanted to have like one foot in of the world that we know and love because it is epic and lush and wonderful, and then one foot out so that we can allow the world that has grown for Moana, the characters who are brand new, and the characters that are old that we love, to grow and evolve. Like that's how we wanted the music to sound, like it was evolving constantly.
And which song did you start off with?
We actually started with a song that's not in the movie anymore. It was In the Place of Beyond. Um, and it was in the movie for a very long time, actually. But then, animation takes on so many different lives as it's being developed that we had a screening and everyone after the screening was like, because she was deciding, do I go or do I not go, basically. And everyone's like, we
She's
know
gonna
she's gonna
go.
go. Like we know that. So
She
the
can't
whole
sing.
song is like doesn't need to happen. But there was more to be said. So that's how Beyond was born. But anyways, after that, it was the opening number
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Which is such an important one, I think, to get right because you're trying to draw people back in, but you also kind of want it to sound different. So it needs to be nostalgic, but also somehow different. But I thought you guys actually did a fantastic job with it, so well done.
Oh,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Yeah,
Um,
no, we wanted it to, like you said exactly, to be like, oh, we're so back in the world of Moana. But also show how Chief Tui and Sina have changed and evolved to like accept this new part of their culture, how happy Moana is. She has everything she's ever wanted. How the village has grown. Also, we want to meet new characters. So there's a lot of things to check off the list when you're writing an opening number like that. But I
But
think it
I'm
came
glad we
together.
did a
And
good
also
job.
Opie, working with Opataya and Mark
Hmm.
on that one, that was so much fun because they
Hmm.
they brought that to life.
yeah,
That's
it really does
Oh.
come across that you guys had a great time and a lot of fun with it as well. And when you know the actors that you're technically writing these songs for, does that make it easier or does it make it more difficult?
it's easier to know the voices that you're writing for. But when it comes to like creating for a big ensemble, that's all really fun. I feel like
Yeah.
it makes it easy because this world, like we said, is just so lush and wonderful. It was like a dream to be a part of it.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson kind of strikes me as someone who he likes to collaborate with people, and I'd say like he had a very clear vision of like Maui, the character, but also maybe had a few ideas of what he wanted his kind of tentpole song to be in this installment because he has been singing "You're Welcome" constantly for the last
Oh
couple
yeah.
of years. So, what was it like? Did he actually have a few ideas that made it in, or were you guys kind of like, "Nope, we got this, dude"?
Well, that was a song that was a little tricky because we swung a few times before we landed on Can I Get a Chi-Who? Uh but we kept in mind, Maui, obviously the character that we know and love, how he's grown and evolved, and how we wanted to show that growth in the song, instead of it all being about him, himself. And also Dwayne's connection to Maui and his connection to culture. And, we wanted something that, Dwayne felt connected to You're Welcome. We wanted him to feel connected to the song that we wrote too.
Hmm.
So we kept that in mind while we were figuring out concepts. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. In the studio, though, he had a lot of great opinions and ideas, and he made it his own.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And with like Disney is so well known for its soundtracks, is there any other film that you're kind of looking at being like, do you know what? I really wish I'd gotten my hands on that.
I mean, there's so many things that I listen to, and I'm like, oh, if I had only come up with that. But
Right. I
I
mean,
don't know. That's
Frozen. Frozen is so wonderful. And like I have three sisters, so I heavily relate to having a sisterly relationship like that. So yeah, I'd say that one. But Bobby and Kristen did a pretty good job, I'd say.
yeah, no, like it's hard for me to look at something and be like, ooh, I wish I could have done that because they're songs that you don't believe didn't exist at one time. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
there's no way that part of your world just it didn't exist before it was written. It was there. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah.
And what's next? Because I'd say like, 'cause you've gone from Bridgerton to Disney. Have we another kind of genre to tap into now?
Well, we're working on some Broadway,
Broadway.
which we're very excited about because we love the stage, obviously, and we
Mhm.
love theater. So I'm excited about it, and that's a whole other process too. So
Yeah,
it's been really fun to start